Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bangers and Mosh, the only podcast that's on a one-way trip to the end. Today, I'm joined by the legendary vocalist of Sworn Enemy, Sal LoCoco. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How you doing, Dazz? How's everything, man?
Yeah, it's going all right, mate. Not too bad, not too bad. Not massively keen on daylight savings
Oh, I
because
hate it,
you
man.
guys have gone. Your clocks went back last Sunday, right?
Yeah, and it makes it so that now it gets darker so early. I hate it.
Yeah,
It's
so
annoying.
it's the worst shit, mate. So
I don't
like,
even know why they have. I don't even know why they bother with this shit. It's like they. I heard in history class that they used to do it for the farmers, but
yeah, the farmers.
everything is electronic now. What does it matter anymore? It's not
Yeah.
like they're out there fucking farming the land themselves.
Yeah, yeah. So like, it's gonna be like dark here, like in an hour. It's like 2:45. So like 4 o'clock, it'll be like dark, and then I'll be like, ugh.
Oh yeah, it's horrible, right?
Yeah, it's fucking nasty, man. Anyway, so you were born and raised in New York,
Yes, sir.
Queens. What was that like, kind of growing up? Like,
You ever see the movie Goodfellas?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Was it
Well,
like
that
that?
that is my neighborhood.
Holy shit!
All of those. So like when when you found not you personally, but when they found the dude in the car with his wife in the Cadillac,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's my old neighborhood.
Whoa.
When they found Tommy two times in the freezer thawing out, that's my neighborhood. The bar that they all hang out in that Robert De Niro owns,
Yeah, yeah.
4 blocks away from my house where I lived.
Holy shit, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's all my neighborhood.
Wow. Bloody hell. So it was quite difficult, or quite rough coming
Well, I
up like
mean,
as a kid and that.
it it, it depends. Like if you if you were friends with those guys, it wasn't rough.
No. Yeah, I
You
was
know,
supposed to be friend.
like
Yeah.
being a kid, if you did favors for those dudes, they would, like throw you a 20, throw you 50, whatever, do whatever.
Mate, that's fucking incredible, man. Like that is blowing my mind. Because obviously,
That
most of
yeah,
us
so
just see it on the films.
that's my neighborhood, man, right there.
Holy sh
Goodfellas is a perfect example of my neighborhood.
Wow, man, that's absolutely mind blowing. So like how did you kind of, your journey into kind of music? Like how did that kind of start off?
I mean, at first being a kid, you just when you're growing up, you listen to the music that your parents listen to and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
my mom always listened to like the like pop music and disco. Like when she was like a disco person in like the 70s in that
Oh
era.
wow.
Yeah, so she liked that stuff. And my uncle, he's a stoner. He smokes weed and
Word.
he listened to all like the rock stuff and the hippie stuff and all of that shit. So I grew up like kind of in an eclectic household where there was all types of music being listened to. My grandparents, they would pop on the records, the Italian records, so I listened to Italian music.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so cool. So like what happened for you to like get into like the heavier stuff?
Uh, I mean, one I remember one day in seventh grade, a friend of mine, he we uh we were walking to school together, and he has this Judas Priest Defenders of the Faith sticker on his loose leaf,
Okay.
and I thought it was just like a sick, like the picture itself, like the cover Defenders of the Faith is a pretty sick looking. Its artwork is awesome. So I asked him. I said, "Yo, what the hell is that, bro?" He's like, "Yo, this is one of my favorite bands." He's like, "This is Judas Priest, yo. You got to listen to this shit." So he let me borrow the cassette. I listened to it, and that was the start of my metal journey. It
Oh
got
wow.
went from Judas Priest and Iron Maiden,
Yeah.
and then it just from there it just progressively I got into heavier stuff. I started learning about bands like Metallica and Slayer and Anthrax and Testament and Exodus. The early mid to early '80s thrash stuff.
Yeah, which is we'll talk about that a bit later, but that's like quite a core part of your identity for
Of
Swan Enemy,
course.
isn't it? Thrash. So, like what at what point in your life where you kind of just like, do you know what? I want to start a band and I want to be a vocalist. Like,
Well,
how did that all come about?
that was never really my choice. I was just, I would always go hang out with my boys, and we would on the weekends, people would get together and we'd, go out drinking and smoking and shit, and we would go to the studio to hang out.
Okay.
Because in the wintertime it was cold, so nobody really wanted to stay outside. So if we all got together, we would go to the studio. We'd just, jam some music and shit. I was always just a bystander. I was just in the room just to hang out and share the wealth of the beer and weed. So, but like my boy told me, he's like, yo, all the lyrics to all of these songs that we're covering. Like we would do they would do Nuclear Assault covers. They would do Anthrax covers. They would do Exodus covers, and I knew the words to them. So they're like, yo, why don't you just help us out a little bit and just throw some vocals up on this for the moment, And then that was, I guess, my start into being a vocalist.
And were the guys in the studio and that you were kind of hanging around with, did they sort of form like early days Sworn Enemy?
No.
You met people after that?
I met people after that.
Okay,
I started after started getting into the music a little bit, you start meeting people and making friends, and one thing leads to another or whatnot.
Oh, yeah, fair enough, man. So early 2000s, you guys got signed to Stillborn for the release of the Negative Outlook EP.
Right.
How did that come into fruition?
We got lucky enough to play a show with Hatebreed. It was in a club called 1 to 1 in Brockton, Massachusetts.
Okay.
And, my guitar players at the time, Mike and Larry, they both went up to Jamie and was like, yo, we just, we recorded a couple of songs for an EP. We want to know if you want to put it out. And Jamie said, yeah, he agreed to it. And that moment on, just the rest is history,
Holy shit. Yeah, he's a good lad, isn't he, Jamie?
Jamie, I mean, listen, a lot of people have issues with him, but I cannot say a bad word about the dude because all he ever had is love for Sworn Enemy, and he's always hooked us up since the beginning, That I can honestly say he would call me like on a Thursday afternoon. I'd be at work. He's like, yo, listen, we got these shows coming up in South Carolina, North Carolina. 1 day's notice, you want to play them. And, what are you supposed to do? Say no to Hatebreed?
Yeah, exactly.
You can't. So we were always doing this weekend shit with them all the time. Like Jamie would always get us on the road. Like he was kind of like booking us at the time. He kind of like really handled a lot of our stuff. He got us all our first couple of big tours, like he put us on the Poison the Well tour. It was 2001. It was our first real legit. I mean, well, no, DRI was our first real legit tour, and the Poison the Well tour came right after that, and he got us on that, and it was, I mean, in 2001, Poison the Well was probably the biggest band on the planet.
Yeah, yeah, they was massive,
super massive. Like I tell you, every show that we played with them, every show sold out. Every show.
Whoa.
Yeah, every show was sold out, and that they were some of the nicest guys I ever met. Like before that tour, when Jamie's like, yo, niggas, I got you guys on this Poison the Well tour. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be you guys on Earth, Poison the Well, Spark Lights the Friction. It's going to be a great time. Don't worry about it. I'm like, yo, I never heard of Poison the Well at the time.
Yeah.
I was basically just this dude playing music locally in Queens, sometimes Long Island, maybe sometimes in the city. I didn't know a lot of what was going on outside of my area, like I was green to the whole thing. This is all new to me. And, when he tells me about a band called Poison the Well, I'm talking to the guys. I'm like, yo, who the fuck is Poison the Well? I had no idea. But boy, did I learn fast who they were, because these shows were insane. And they were some of the coolest dudes I have ever met in a band. Like, you tell me how this sounds. So every show that was sold out, these dudes would get a bonus on top of what they were getting paid. Okay. They would actually split their bonus with all three of us with Unearthed, Sworn Enemy, and Sparklights the Friction. That's how cool these guys were.
Man, that's so sick, man.
Right?
That's so sick. Like, yeah, I mean, you couldn't ask for anything more than that, could you? Like from a group of
Not at
lads.
all. Like, and
Um,
especially when you're playing with and you're looking up to these guys and they're like, wow, these guys are fucking huge, and look at they're hooking us up.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the early 2000s, like, must have been super dope, like touring around and, you know, all that
It,
kind of stuff.
it was a really cool fucking time. Let me tell you, really cool time. Like we had so many awesome times with all the bands that we've toured from like the early 2000s, 2002, 3, 4, 5. All those
Oh,
years were
mate.
great.
I bet, mate. Like, because in 2003, As Real as It Gets dropped. Now, that was my introduction to Swan Enemy. And
Right.
like, fuck me, do I still rinse the album now? I've got the t-shirt, I've got the lot, man. So I mean, that was such a good year, 2003, because obviously like Hatebreed dropped an album, Poison the Well dropped an album,
There
Integrity,
was
Lamb of
so much
God,
shit. There was so much
so
shit
much
going on
good
at the
shit.
time. Yep.
Yeah, that must have been like, well, I would consider it like a golden era for myself. Like
I've heard that. I've heard
that,
that used before. I've heard that term used
yeah.
before for that time. Like
I
for
mean,
that.
everything was just peak,
Yeah.
you
Yep.
know.
Yep.
Um, so all those bands we sort of just previously talked about, they what I found great about that period is like every band like had its distinct sound. You know, like Hatebreed didn't sound like Poison the Well, Poison the Well didn't sound like Integrity, Lamb
Right.
of God
Right.
didn't sound like Bleeding Through, and Swan Enemy was absolutely no different. Like you have your own distinct sound, um, from day one to the last album, Game Changer. Um, do you sort of remember the impact As Real as It Gets had for you as a band when it dropped? Or
I mean, for us, that was like, I mean, no pun intended, but it was game changing.
yeah, yeah,
Like we were able to do so much from that record. Like so many people just were wanting to book us. Like we were in such high demand at that particular time when that record dropped. I mean, look, we just went on to do Ozfest when that right after that record
yeah.
dropped,
Shit.
and that was like, you know, besides Hatebreed, I think we were the first, well, the second hardcore band to get on Ozfest besides Hatebreed, and it's just like it was mind blowing, the bands we were playing with, like Ozzy Osbourne,
Mm,
obviously. The year
yeah.
we played was Korn, Manson, Disturbed, and Chevelle on the main stage. It was just like it was like surreal, It was so many good things happened to us because of that record. And I remember right after Ozfest, we went out and did our first major headlining tour off of that record for that cycle. And I remember looking at the sheet of all the shows and how much we were getting paid for each show. And I'm like, holy shit, we're making this much to play California? That's fucking sick. I'm like, I felt like I made it.
Yeah. Yeah. And like that was like your debut full length.
Yeah, it was such an awesome period of time for the band. It just everything was just falling into place and just we were
Yeah.
just doing so well.
Do you have any sort of favorite memories of like the sort of recording process and stuff like when you
As
guys were putting
real
that
as it
album together? Yeah,
gets.
As Real as It Gets. It's a long time ago. Like,
I'll tell
you
you,
know.
we were always hungry, that's for sure.
Yeah, man. Oh, you can tell that like from even now.
No, I mean literally hungry from lack of eating food.
Oh, right. Oh, shit.
we,
Just
we
working so
spent
hard.
yeah, we spent a lot of time upstate, not
Okay.
upstate. I mean, we spent a lot of time up in Massachusetts when we recorded with Zeus,
Yeah.
and the budget was not there, so every day we were eating like bread and mustard sandwiches.
Oh,
It
man.
was
Fair enough.
it was a rough time. Like I couldn't wait to actually get the fuck out of there and go home so I could actually really eat something.
Oh, did you have to travel like quite far to the studio or?
Well, no, we stayed there. We stayed with
Oh,
Zeus for a while.
oh, right. Okay, I've got you. Yeah, so you just
Yeah,
yeah
so we
stayed on
stayed up
site.
there. We stayed up there, so it was easy to record.
Oh, fucking
So we
hell.
wouldn't have to travel back and forth. Not that it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
far, because to be honest, the studio was only like 3.5, maybe 4 hours with traffic away. But to do that every day would be a little monotonous.
yeah, yeah. Oh God, yeah. Christ, and then petrol costs and everything else. No point, is there? Might as well hunker
Exactly.
down, hunker down, and
Exactly.
like
So that's
get
what we
working.
did, man. We were eating Lunchables and
Ah,
and bread and mustard sandwiches.
mate, it's a staple diet when you record it, man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got to be done. Some Lunchables. Fucking
That's
hell.
it.
Classic. So going back to like, you've always sort of had a Thrash influence in the band's sound, but after the second album, it kind of seems like for Maniacal and Total World Domination, you really kind of leaned into like the more thrashier side of stuff. Like, was that, I wouldn't say it was necessarily a massive change in direction, but was that like a conscious thing where you like, yeah, we'll just fucking be like a hardcore Slayer?
You know what? That's what happens when your musical writers are influenced by a lot of the bands that we started touring with.
Right, yeah.
Because if you look at our touring history, a lot of it was really we toured with metal bands.
Yeah.
We toured with Sepultura. We toured with Soulfly. We toured with Kitty. We toured with all of these big metal bands at the time, and it had a big influence on the guys who wrote the music. So like Larry and who was the guitar players at the time? It was Mike was still there for beginning of the end, and then it was Jamin for Maniacal and Total World. So I mean, Jamin already was a big metalhead himself when he was
Mm.
playing guitar for us, and Larry was a big metalhead too. So it just the better he got at playing the guitar. Also, it's just the music he wrote. Just that's the way it came out. It's not like by my choice that we changed the way we did. If it was up to
Yeah.
me, it would have stayed like probably it would have been like beginning of the end more, game
Oh,
changer
yeah.
more, like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
style.
Yeah.
But I wasn't I wasn't the writer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's fair enough.
So
That's fair enough, dude.
I
Yeah.
I went with the flow, and that's the way things turned out.
Yeah. Well,
Not that I'm upset with it. Of course, I think they're still great records,
oh, they are great records.
but my preference, it would have been more like Along Is Real, beginning, even Game Changer, which I think is, to me right now, that's my favorite record from Sworn Enemy. I think that's our best record. That's the most complete record. It's the best sounding record
Yeah.
in all aspects, everything. I think that is number one.
Who produced that album? I can't remember. Someone pretty
Rob
big, wasn't it?
Flynn.
It's Flynn. That was it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it was Jasper Flynn. How did that come around? How did Rob Flynn jump into that role?
So my bass player Mike, he's business partners with this guy Dominic DeLuca, who they own a skate shop in Melrose in
Okay.
California. And Dominic, he knows everybody in the music industry.
Nice.
Everybody. Like when I tell you he knows everybody, I'm legitimately not even fucking with you. He knows everybody. And Rob Flynn came into the store when my bass player happened to be hanging out one day, and you know, words were said, and it's like, yo, why don't you record Sworn Enemy's new record? If you can't take him out on tour, why don't you record their new record?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
And
yeah.
he said, yeah, just like
Fucking
that.
hell. What the fuck? And then you were on his podcast as well.
Was I?
I swear you were. I swear Jim said that you were on his
I'll be
podcast.
honest, bro. You get up in the years and you start forgetting things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So when you guys are kind of like writing, doing your whole writing process, like obviously
Oh
like
yeah, you're right. We probably were. I think I do remember that now.
yeah, I
Being
think
in the studio, he did it.
yeah, because yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure it's on YouTube because he was like, I'm just doing
yeah.
this like interview with Sal.
You're right. You're right. I'm my bad. My memories.
It happens, isn't it? Especially when you have so many like, chats with people and whatever.
Your brain is like like a like when you have those cards that hold all the memory.
Yeah, yeah,
So
like it.
you
Yeah.
only have so much memory. So when new stuff
Yeah.
comes in, you forget the old stuff.
Yeah. There's only too much bandwidth that you can kind of take on.
And I'll tell you right now, my mind has just been basically, I've been writing lyrics because we're working on all new material. So I have like 17, 18 songs of lyrics
Oh, sick.
ready to go right now. And
Oh man, I can't tell you how happy that makes me
well,
hearing that, man.
this is probably the most prepared I've ever been for a record. Like
Oh, for real.
I usually write them as I get the music.
Holy shit. Okay, okay, yeah, right. So they'll write the bass of the songs with the guitars and all
Right.
the drums out, and then you put your lyrics over the top of that?
Yes. Because for me, it's hard to write songs unless you have like the inspiration with the music. Like you feel the music is like a feeling for me. It helps me to express and write.
Yeah.
If without the music, you know how hard it is to put words on a piece of paper, like to try to put some kind of like rhythm in your head.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah. That's how I used to do it when I was in that little local band. I always used to just play the tracks and then write along to the kind of songs and stuff like that. You can't.
that's how I've been doing it my whole life. But
Yeah,
you know, things have changed over the years and different methods for different members in the band. So
yeah,
this is the way these guys like to write. And who am I to say it's the wrong way? Because we wrote a record like Game Changers, so I ain't gonna
yeah. Fucking
complain.
right. Yeah, too fucking right, dude. So are they the other band members? Are they relatively local? Or are they like you guys
Every
spread out a bit now?
Everybody is kind of local.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm probably in the middle. So, okay, so do you know how the New York is laid out, sort of the city?
Yes, yeah, yeah, sort of,
Okay,
yeah.
so there's five boroughs, right?
Right,
Staten
right.
Island, Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, Bronx. Well, my
Yeah.
bass player lives in Staten Island.
Okay.
Then I am almost on the borderline of Queens and Long Island. I live in Long Island.
Okay.
And the other three guys also, well, now we're a six piece. We got
Yeah.
three guitar players.
Oh,
So
sick.
the other four guys live in Long Island as well. So there's five of us in Long Island and my bass player in Staten Island.
Oh, okay, so yeah, yeah, that's not too bad then.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
no, not at
like,
all.
and with I suppose with modern technology, as you said, like writing and sharing media files is like easier than ever now. Like someone could just write a song and just send it to you from England. Be like,
Right. But I always feel it's better to be in a room together with people. That's my personal opinion.
yeah,
Like I don't like the new way of doing things where you just send stuff over the computer. It doesn't have the same feel.
what
You
like
like,
camaraderie in it, like when you're all
yeah, of
together in a room
course.
and you're eting and you're fucking
Right,
laughing.
like as real as it gets when you got five guys that are starving eating mustard sandwiches.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
I feel that it's a better way to write stuff. You get more of into the groove of what you're trying to do.
yeah, definitely. Like that's yeah, I agree. I think that's definitely a more like organic, like like a
That's a
warm way
that's
of
a great
doing it,
word.
isn't it?
That's a great word,
You know,
organic.
you don't want to just send something over. It's quite cold and just like technological, isn't it? It's just like, oh, here's a
Exactly.
file, like open the file. It's fucking
I
like,
almost feel like that's like the lazy way to do it.
yeah, yeah. There's no personality really there, is there? Like it's just
But I mean,
open the file up.
I can understand if you have a band where people don't live close.
Yeah, yeah,
Then that makes sense. Sure,
yeah,
that's a good way to do it. Like if you got a guy who lives in New York and a guy who lives in California, you know, makes total sense. But like we all live close,
yeah.
so
Oh, that's cool as fuck, man. That's so cool.
yep,
With Maniacal and Total World Domination in particular, they were both on Century Media, if I'm
right.
correct. So,
So was beginning and end.
oh yeah, shit, of course. What fucking hell? So did you just get picked up by them like straight away?
Yeah, after we were dropped by Elektra, after As Real as It Gets, um, Robert Kampf, the one of the co-owners of Century Media, he approached me at the With Full Force Fest in Germany, and
Okay.
we spoke for a while, and he said he would love to have us on the label. So he's
Fucking
like,
hell.
get your manager to get back to me, and we'll work something out. And it worked out. We had a 3 album deal with them, and
Oh, yeah.
that's what we put out beginning, the end, Maniacal and Total World.
Holy shit. That was just like that. That was pretty that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, You
you
know, I
know?
mean, but see, here's the thing though. We were coming off of As Real as It Gets, so in it may not have been an Electra type record because it wasn't up to their standards. You know,
Right.
when you're on a label like Electra,
Yeah.
you know, we had our bandmates were like Metallica, Pantera, AC/DC. We're with huge bands,
Yeah,
you
that
know.
yeah.
So we got lost in the shuffle. But on a label like Century Media sees what we did on the hardcore level,
Word, yeah.
and it made perfect sense for them to want to pick us up.
Mate, yeah, so it was a good partnership for sure.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure,
they seem to have definitely like had more of an understanding.
absolutely.
I was gonna say as well, dude, like with sort of shows these days, I've been noticing that there's a lot of bands like from the early 2000s, like a lot of them are sort of reforming. Even Poison the Well have come back
Yeah,
recently and dropped a single. And the fans of these bands, like now, that are like kind of kids, have obviously been doing their homework and like tracing the lineages back.
right,
Like, so there's like Sky Cane Falling and stuff like that. It's just like gig shows just packed with these kids that wouldn't have necessarily heard like As Real as It Gets because they probably weren't born, but they're still
right.
coming out to shows. So if you have you noticed that, like you found that, and how do you like what are your feelings and thoughts on that sort of subject?
I mean, I see it for other bands. I haven't seen it for us yet. Like
Okay.
we haven't had really the chance to um, play with many hardcore bands over the last year or two.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we're trying to play as big a shows as we can. So we're playing in front of a lot of people. You know, most of the shows we've been playing have been, what have we played lately? Like Biohazard,
Oh,
huge show. You know, we played with them actually twice over the last 2 years. You know, we played with Overkill, we played with Testament, Anthrax a few times. So like we've been playing with more of like bands like that
yeah.
lately,
Yeah.
and they do have a lot of young kids, but I mean, obviously, those bands are going to draw the 40, 50, maybe even 60-year olds,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's more of what we've been playing in front of. I haven't had a chance to really like dive into seeing what, like, we did play one show with Tsunami
Oh, okay,
in
cool.
Jersey,
Yeah.
which was amazing. It was
Yeah.
fucking great, and there was nothing but all young kids at that show.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was the one time I did get to see what we can do in front of a younger audience, and it was pretty amazing. And we sold a shit ton of merch.
Oh, mate, that's what it's about, innit? Like, that's what you
Exactly.
need, man. There's
So I mean, that was on that particular show we did fantastic.
Yeah, because you guys are like obviously like a band that you know you can play with the hardcore bands and you can play with the more metal kind of bands. Like so you don't get pigeonholed into like certain festivals and lineups
Right.
and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like you can, as you said, do the big thrash bands. You can do the hardcore stuff as well. So that must be pretty cool.
I mean, we even got beatdown in there too. So we
Yeah,
got
yeah,
we got
yeah,
breakdowns. We could play with pretty much anybody.
yeah,
And in Europe, I mean, Europe is a totally different animal to itself. Anybody can play with anybody in Europe.
yeah, 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 yeah.
It
So
doesn't make a difference. Like we've played shows out there with Hatebreed, we've played with Agnostic Front, and there's two different ends of the spectrum, right?
yeah, they are. Yeah, totally. That's exactly. Yeah, I mean that must be like ideal as well. Like being able to just be like a broad spectrum
Yeah,
of like bands
that's the
and
one great thing that I love about the music that we play. It's not just for one person; it's for everybody. So I like that aspect of Sworn Enemy.
yeah, like especially like the breakdowns in it. I love a nice breakdown.
Oh, me too.
And I'm always in it for the breakdowns, dude. So
that's
sick.
that's what I wait for, bro.
Yeah,
I wait
yeah.
for the breakdown.
Yeah, man. So do you how do you kind of keep up to date with like the stuff that's kind of coming out in
I
like
try.
bands like Tsunami and stuff because they're kind of like relatively newish
I,
bands to the scene.
I do try to keep up with stuff on social media to see what people are doing, how they're doing,
Yeah, yeah,
what's being played, and the kind of how the music is progressing and stuff like that. So
yeah,
yeah, I try to keep up with everything, but you know, you get to a certain age and most of your time is spent just working.
yeah. Of
It's
course.
difficult, you know.
Yeah,
I work a lot of hours every day, and I come home from work and I'm tired. I just want to like chill out and
yeah,
relax, you know.
yeah.
Like
Absolutely, man.
I basically work my life away, so when the time comes that I have to go on a tour, I can,
Yeah, I
you
was
know.
gonna say, like, how does that work, like, in terms of like touring and stuff?
I have my own schedule really,
Okay,
so
that's cool.
I
Oh,
can
that's cool.
I work whenever if I didn't want to work. Well, I mean, I wouldn't make any money, but
Yeah.
I don't have to work. I don't have any boss to really answer to, you know.
Oh, okay, cool.
I answer to myself.
Oh, sick.
So but I work a lot in
Yeah,
order to be able to like, which we did like 3 weeks ago, go away to Chile for 4 days. You know, I go
yeah.
to South America for 4 days. I can do that. I don't
Okay.
have to worry about, the bills or this and that, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You know,
Was that with the band or just on a holiday? Did you
that
just
was the band.
Okay,
We
how
went down
how's
there to
that?
play it. Oh, we played. I mean, we played one show. It was in Santiago, Chile, but it was, man, it was sick.
They like I've never been to Chile and that, but when I see like bands, like particularly sort of like any really metal band, I guess I suppose, but like Indonesia and like Chile and stuff, they like really turn up.
Yeah,
They
it's
go
pretty
fucking
sick.
crackers.
I mean, because how often do they get to see? I guess
Yeah, that's true. That's really what it comes
we
down to, isn't it?
be it, growing up in New York, I've been spoiled with music.
Yeah,
It's like there has been shows for as long as I can remember. Like I've been going to shows my whole life. It feels like, because there's always something going on in New York. All bands want to come play in New York,
yeah,
whether it be Long Island, Queens, Brooklyn, or Manhattan, whatever the case may be.
yeah. Because you Brooklyn's got Lemoore, right? Or did have? Is that still a
They
thing?
did have a little
It's
more.
not anymore.
Yeah, it hasn't been around a long time, but
Yeah.
they have a whole new bunch of places to play, which have been getting a lot of notoriety lately. So,
Oh man, that's the fucking best shit. Like live
yep,
venues that are thriving and stuff like that.
absolutely.
Sally, you a bit of a hip hop head at all? Do you like hip hop?
I do. I'm not opposed to any kind of music. I grew up in a melting pot in New
Yeah,
York,
I was
so
gonna
I
say
listen to
like
everything.
New York.
You
Obviously has
can't,
some real prolific stuff.
you give me some Wu Tang, and I'm very happy.
That's it. Wu Tang, Nas, like even
Nas, another one, a great one. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. Oh god damn, like so good. And
I mean, I just watched Onyx.
oh
We played
god,
with Biohazard and Onyx, so I just watched
oh
Onyx
mate.
play. So I actually, that's the one hip hop group I've never seen play before. So now I actually got to see them play.
Oh sick.
I seen Mob Deep before the one dude passed away. So I was
Oh
lucky enough
yeah.
that I got to see them.
Oh god, yeah.
I seen DMX
Fuck.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
bless him.
seen a lot of DMX is one of the best. I love
Yeah,
him.
yeah, I love DMX. Yeah, I got a little one of those fucking Funko Pops of DMX.
Nice.
Yeah, oh fuck, man, New York must be so cool. And you got like the best pizzas and shit. Like by the looks of it, I've never even tried it, but I just constantly
You,
seeing YouTube videos on fucking New York pizza. And I'm like,
we
fuck's
have
sake.
the best pizza without a doubt.
And the sandwiches as well. By the sounds of it, like the Italians over there, like fucking good. The
Uh,
food for a
Oh, listen, I mean, I think the only food that we don't have the best in is Mexican food. I think California beats us on Mexican food
yeah,
because it's a little more authentic in California. They have more Mexicans than we do.
yeah, that's fair enough.
They're closer to Mexico,
Yeah,
so they have more of that Mexican flavor with their food. Like, but when it comes to any other kind of food, we might be tops in like German food, Italian food. We have great Japanese restaurants. We have great Chinese places. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. You got it all like in over that way, man.
it's everything's here, bro. I mean, and
You're like,
forget about the pizza.
yeah, yeah, fucking
Forget
hell.
about the pizza. The pizza's the
Oh
best.
god, yeah. I bet what's his favorite, the New York slice. Got to be in
Yeah,
it.
absolutely,
Got to
man.
be in it. Fucking Jesus Christ! I'll tell you what, like if I need to get some money together and get over to New York and start like trying out some of that food, man. It's fucking
I would recommend it for sure.
yeah. Okay, fucking hell. So Next question, mate. It's a little bit of a sort of fun one, I guess. Like it's more of like your Mount Rushmore
Sure,
of vocalists. But your Mount Rushmore can be like, 10, like or whatever. You can just carve your own Mount Rushmore, and it doesn't have to be within metal or anything like that, like
sure.
anything. So yeah.
My Mount Rushmore. Well, I'll tell you the two guys that come off the top that I thought always were the best sounding vocalists to my ear
Hmm.
were number one was Phil from Pantera.
Oh yeah, man. Fucking
I
hell.
mean, his vocals were always brutal as fuck,
Yeah.
and Tim from VOD, his
Oh,
another one.
fucking Jesus. What a band. Long
Yep,
Island as well, New York. Shit.
yep. So those two guys, I always tried to like emulate growing up.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I tried to get that sound. I mean, it's tough to try to sound like two of the best to do it, but I from trying to be like them, I came up with my own sound.
yeah.
And
Absolutely.
the one good thing I could say about me is that people always say, "We know it's Sworn Enemy when we hear you."
Oh yeah, fuck right. Yeah, that's what I was kind of saying earlier on with like the distinct sound. Like it's Sworn Enemy as soon as you hear your vocals come in, man.
That's all I could ask for.
Yeah.
I don't have to be the best. I just want people to, if they say that they know it's Sworn Enemy just by once I start screaming,
Yeah.
that's a compliment for me. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, any day, man. That's just facts. So
Awesome.
that's cool as fuck. Yeah, man. So have you heard Phil's black metal project this year dropped an album?
No, I have not.
Well, it's called Scour, and the
Okay.
album's called Scour. And like, I don't know whether you're particularly into like black metal or not, but I just think that like as a fan of Phil,
Right.
like if you put that on, you'd kind of just be like, first of all, I was just like, fuck me, that's not Phil.
Really?
But then you kind of just like, how is he doing this at like that, start time in his life? Because it's pretty intense. Like it's super cool actually.
Well, I mean, the dude does have like some sick pipes.
Yeah, yeah, he's got
I
some.
mean, you from the early days of you could just hear his like even his singing voice was like he could have been a singer if he wanted to. His
Yes.
voice was that good. He those some of those notes he hit like on Cemetery
Yeah,
Gates,
yeah.
fucking it's
Same with Tim as
ridiculous.
well. Like Tim could have just been a singer.
Tim could have been like I could envision Tim like a Alice in Chains type of band.
Oh yeah, 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 without a shadow of a doubt. Did you guys ever sort of like tour with Vision of the Sword, or were you on any shows or ever
We've
cross
played
paths?
we've crossed paths with them before
Oh,
in the
cool.
past, and as of lately we haven't, but in the past we did. And yeah, we've spoken with those guys many times. Cool dudes, always been one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, because they're sort of still going, aren't they? I don't know whether they took
Yeah,
a hiatus or something, but I'm sure I saw them on a tour
they
flyer
just
recently.
they just recently played the power.
Oh, oh, there you go. We
Oh, there
back?
we go.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go. Yeah, sorry about
yeah. It
that.
said you muted me.
Yeah, I was like, oh God, what the hell's happened? Sorry, bro.
No doubt. All good.
Yeah, so they're like back and doing bits and that's
I
that's
don't
pretty cool.
think they're one of those bands that I don't think ever really leaves.
Yeah,
They're always in the mix. You always see them pop up, play somewhere. So which is really cool because that's one of those bands that their shows are just intense.
but
It's sick. Like they always been one of those Long Island bands that just like you felt like they wherever they played they just took over the show.
they must have been pretty influential on a lot of bands and people like when they
One
were
hundred
kind of
percent.
coming up. So
100%. I
you
have
know,
to say, yeah.
everything they kind of dropped, as you said, like great stuff. Like
Everything. Like I said, I mean, Tim was a big influence on me.
yeah,
I loved his voice.
yeah,
I always thought his voice was one of the sickest voices out there. Like he would always be in my Mount Rushmore of
yeah. Well,
vocalists.
so you got Phil, Tim. Is there any others?
Mike Score, All Out War.
Oh, mate, fucking, I love All Out War, man.
Me
Holy
too.
shit, like I'm obsessed with that band.
He has a pretty freaking sick voice himself
Yeah,
in
like I
his own
mean,
right.
they again, like they're another band that kind of was crucif for those that were crucified. That was like 99 or something, I think.
Man,
Uh,
98, great record.
98, and then like the other year they dropped Celestial Rot, and he still sounds fucking mental.
Well, even today, if you see him today, they sound exactly the same.
Yeah,
That band sounds like it never ages. It just gets
yeah,
better and better and better.
they do. They really do. Like,
Yep.
oh, so sick. All right, that is
A- And of
good.
course, I'm gonna throw in that mix Jorge from Marauder.
Oh my God, yes. What a fucking band.
I mean, come on, you can't leave out the Master Killer, right?
No, you
That that
can't, mate.
that that dude has some fill type pipes himself.
Yeah, yeah. He's I was I actually had an interview lined up with them a couple of weeks ago, but because they were out in Florida and they were in some distillery or something, the signal was like so bad. So I was just like, we'll just have to reschedule. But I saw I think it might have been Hate Six or something uploaded a set and um, he was talking about how he kind of like had relapsed or something like the other day, and he was just like, I want to just come clean with everybody, like da 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 da. And he gave this really like profound speech, and he just seems like, um, like a real special human being. That guy,
Right.
you know,
For sure.
but
I
really
mean,
humble.
Jorge's good people. I know him for a long time, and he's good
Yeah,
people. And like I said, that dude, his voice,
yeah, fucking hell.
unbelievable.
And he was saying that they're working on some new stuff as well. So I'm really
Yeah, I look
excited to
forward
hear
to
that.
that.
Man, everyone's like, come on, like new Marauder, like gotta
Hell
be. It's
yeah.
fucking taking ages. Uh, but I guess like, I'm just as excited to hear what you guys have kind of like got in store as well for the future.
You
Because
know what?
Game
I'm
Changer was
kind
like
of
19, right? Like
yeah,
19?
I'm kind of looking forward to hear this stuff too. Because guess what? You heard
Yeah.
as much as I heard.
Ah, nice, man.
I haven't
Fucking
heard
hell.
any of the music yet because these
Holy
guys don't
shit.
let me hear anything.
Yeah. What will they tend to do? Will they kind of just write like an album's worth of songs and send them all over to you, or will it be like one, two, three at a time?
I don't even know what they're gonna do.
I
They don't. I don't think they know what they're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
do.
It's just like we'll just wing it. We're gonna wing it.
But that's basically what we always do.
Yeah, man. That's fucking and it's
You
worked.
know.
So if it
I
ain't
mean,
broke, then
look,
fix
look,
it.
look. Okay, so here's a little story about Game Change. You want to talk about winging it?
Yeah.
So Rob Flynn is used to a certain way of doing things. Sworn Enemy is used to a certain way of doing things. May not necessarily be the same way of doing things, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So when we first got into the studio, he was like shocked that we didn't have any songs completed. Like we had nothing done. We had music, and like I said, I like to write the lyrics as I get the music.
Yeah.
For me, that's more, like I told you, an easier way to write.
Right.
And he didn't understand that. And blah blah blah. So one day he comes to the hotel that we're staying at, and he had all of these words to say. He's like, "Yo, you guys are not ready. I don't know what you're doing here. You're wasting my time. I'm gonna give you your money back. Just go home. Let me know when you're done writing and this and that. And blah blah blah." And whew, man, he let us have it, bro. Right?
Oh
Like
shit.
he let us have it to the point that I wanted to really just go over to the door and beat him over the head with a chair.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Like
Naturally.
that's how angry he was getting me.
Holy fuck.
So, you know, it lit a fire under our ass,
Yeah, yeah.
and we actually went to work. I mean, I went to work hard,
Yeah.
and that's the product that came out after we were done.
Well, I
So,
mean, yeah, that's a fired up record for sure.
and I mean, lyrically, I think that's some of the best lyrics I ever written, and
Mm,
it helps when you have a partner to help write. Like
okay.
on all the other records, maybe somebody incorporated a few lyrics here and there.
Okay.
Game Changer, Matt helped me big time. Like me and
Okay.
him, we went through every song, we went through every line. If a line didn't sound good, we would make something sound good in place of what didn't sound good. Like we made sure that if you read through every lyric on that record, every lyric is going to be like awesome. It's perfect. It's amazing. There's not one fucking bit of filler. It's all straight killer.
Yeah, it is. Like that album is super fucking sick, man. I would say it's probably like my favorite
It's
as well.
definitely my favorite, you know. And I haven't, and that's just based off of the fucking lyrics.
Yeah.
I love it because of the lyrics, you know. That's how I do a lot of the judging. Like I listen to the lyricist.
Yeah, same.
Like
Same as that actually.
I gotta like the voice first of all. If I don't like the voice, it's very hard for me to like
Yeah.
get into a band. You know, like
Same as
that's
that, mate.
that's the first thing for me, like the voice, and then I got to see what he's writing about
Yeah.
because I want to know the topics
Yeah, you
and
got something that resonates, haven't you?
right, it's got to resonate with me. So that's how I judge whether I really like a band or not. You know, you could have
Yeah.
some sick ass music that will help.
Yeah.
Sick music does help, so I ain't gonna front on that. But
Word.
it's always got to be for me because I'm a lyricist and a vocalist. I gotta go with that first.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I'm exactly the same as that, mate. Like if the vocalist isn't hitting the right, you know,
Right.
things in my brain, I'm kind of just like I like the music, but like the vocalist just can't get my head around, and sometimes that kind of just you have to just put it to the side.
Yeah, pretty much, you
You
know.
know.
So hey, sometimes maybe I go back to it like a couple of years later, and then it's like I hear it differently, you know.
Yes, that's a great thing about music, isn't it?
Yep.
Like, sometimes you just, you have to be in the right headspace, or, I, I,
Facts.
I think, because we're always talking on the podcast as well. It's just like, I think like times of the year help as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like in the summer, you'll kind of listen to like more, like everyone's got like summer records and that, right? That you just put on during the summer and you're having a
Well, shit.
barbecue or whatever. Yeah.
Summer, I listen to freestyle.
Is it? Oh
Yeah.
wow. Oh fucking hell. That's cool though, man.
I listen. I don't like just heavy shit. I
Yeah.
like I said, you grow up in New York. You know, when you're younger, you go to clubs a lot. A lot of your friends, you go to clubs. You know, you do your thing. They're not playing hardcore and metal
No.
in clubs. They're playing
No.
dance music.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
Yeah.
mean, all of these summer jams and all these fests that they have for like freestyle music, I I grew up on that. That's like my shit, you know? Like people don't understand that because I remember when we went to one of the few first times we went to Europe, me and Larry, we both into freestyle and we were playing like all of these freestyle mixes, you know, we're playing some Judy Torres, some Cynthia, some TKA, some Coral, some Suave, and the fans at the show were looking at us like, what is that noise? What is that garbage? It's like,
Oh
well, you
no.
know what? You didn't grow up in New York, bro. You don't
Yeah.
understand.
Yes. I always find it like a little bit of a red flag, like when someone just only listens to one genre of music. It's a bit weird.
That's what I can never understand. And
Yeah.
there's so many places I've been to where people have the fucking blinders on and look one way
Yeah.
and they only listen to this. I'm like, how the fuck do you enjoy life if you only listen to one thing in your
Yeah, that's
life?
it.
You
That's
know?
it.
Like I get it. There's music out there that even I don't like. Like I don't like country.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, cool.
But you know, it's not like if other people are listening to it and I'm in the group, I'm not, I got no choice but to listen to it,
Yeah.
but I mean, I can listen to anything. I listen to the 60s. I love the 60s. I love the Beatles. I love the Rolling Stones. I love
Yeah.
the Yardbirds. I love Cream. I love all that shit. I love Zeppelin. I love the 70s. The Eagles, one of my favorite
Oh
bands.
yeah,
Like
classic,
I
man.
love all of that. Like classic rock from the 70s, like that I grew up listening to with my uncle, and the 80s. That's when I came into my own. That was my generation, the 80s. Like I was a kid But that's the shit that I grew up on, you know. Like I love all those one-hit wonders, like Flock of Seagulls and shit like
Oh
that.
God, flock of seagulls, dude. Yeah,
Right? Come
and I
on, man.
run so far
Yep, you
away.
know
Love
Duran
it, dude.
Duran, all that.
Oh, Duran Duran.
That was like the second British invasion after the Beatles. Duran
Yeah,
Duran,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. It was, yeah. Duran Duran were
like the
huge.
fucking the Police. You know, I loved all of that shit. Like that's as a kid, this stuff.
Yeah,
That's what I used to listen to. And then, like I said, when I seen that Defenders of the Fate sticker on my boy's loose leaf, it changed my
yeah,
life.
yeah. Fucking hell, man. Yeah, I mean, pop music in the 80s was like dominating, wasn't it? To be
It
fair, so,
was,
I mean,
I mean, it was everywhere. Like you on a Saturday morning, every single radio station that my mother listened to would have like the top 100 countdown of the week's songs.
yeah,
So every week I was listening to like, you know, Huey Lewis, Cyndi Lauper, Michael
yeah,
Jackson. Like this shit was big. I
yeah.
mean, big, you
Yeah,
know?
classic
Yep.
tunes as well. Like they're timeless. That's the nuttiest thing as well. I think about like a lot of the 80s stuff and some of the early 90s like pop music is it's just like all those sort of singles that are played on the radio are like actually timeless classics. A lot of them.
They still play them all the time. Like
Yeah.
I listen to the oldie station when I drive around
Yeah, yeah.
because, you know, my ears are not the same what they used to be. I can't really listen to fucking heavy hard shit all the time. You
Yeah,
know,
you don't want that snare ping in your ear all day.
yeah, and plus like look, I'm older. I mellowed out.
Yeah.
I'm not the same angry person I was when I was 30, even though I still write angry lyrics
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's just me. But
Word.
you know, I like to listen to some lighter shit.
Yeah.
It's good driving music, you know.
Yes, mate. Yeah, you gotta like have something to chill out to in that as well.
I'll
It
tell you
can't
what
just be like
the best driving music is Faith No More.
oh, Faith No More's wicked.
Yeah,
Yeah, I quite like a bit of like synthwave sometimes. Like, have you heard any of the synthwavey sort of stuff?
I have not.
It's like it's kind of like I want to say like Sega Mega Drive kind of music, like
Oh,
but
all right,
more refined. Like it's kind
right,
of like chill out
gotcha.
music, you know. It's pretty
See,
cool.
that's the kind of shit I like to listen to when I'm
Yeah,
driving, you know,
yeah, it just chills you
and
out, man.
relaxing.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. It's good. Have you ever seen the film Drive with who's that guy? Fucking Ryan Gosling in it.
I
He's
seen it, but I don't remember it.
yeah, yeah. Weirdly, I don't remember much about it, but the soundtrack to that's like quite synthwavy, so it's a really good soundtrack.
You
So
know what? I have to check it out now.
yeah, check it out, man, and like let me know how you get on. So just to sort of like finish up, we kind of like usually finish on a multitude of like weird out the box kind of questions, but
Sure.
sort of as it was Halloween fairly recently, I was gonna ask you whether like you're particularly into like superstitious stuff, like you know the paranormal and that. Is that something that you fuck with, or you just kind of like, nah, I'm not into any of that shit?
I'm one of those people that if you can't see it, smell it, taste it,
Yeah, yeah,
it don't exist. You
yeah.
know,
Word, yeah, yeah, I
like
completely agree.
I have never really been into the supernatural shit like
Yeah,
that. Just I like watching the movies and programs about that stuff because
yeah, yeah.
I think it's interesting because
Same.
nobody really knows the truth. We don't
Yeah,
know.
no.
It could be. I could just be a dummy and not believe it, but there really could be demons and ghouls and goblins
Yeah,
and
fuck, like, and other dimensions and all sorts of
right,
shit.
like there's a lot of unexplainable shit in this world. But then again, I also believe that a lot of that unexplainable shit is due to somebody wanted somebody dead and disappeared for the rest of their life.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that'll be the Goodfellas influence. I'd
Exactly.
imagine. Oh
Yeah,
man.
they make bodies disappear into the other dimension.
Yeah, just send them back in. Oh fucking hell. Oh Sal, thanks so much for taking the time
Hell
to
yeah,
join us. I know
Daz.
it was a bit of a nightmare last week trying to fucking sort shit
Nah,
out and
it's
that,
all
but
good, bro. I'm glad we
um
got to do this.
yeah, me too, man. I was so looking forward to it. So thanks so much for spending some time with us and that. And you know, everyone that's listening, you know where to find Swan and me, you know their handles and that. Like you know the score. And if you don't, I don't know why you're listening to this podcast in the first place. To be fair, so yeah, cheers, buddy. So yeah, until next time, we'll catch you all
Absolutely, man.
later. See
You
you later,
got it,
bud.
Daz. You be good, brother.
You too, dude. See you in a bit.
Later, man.